So, hopefully that'll come on here pretty
Hello,
quick.
everybody.
Welcome, 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 everybody. It is Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or whatever time it happens to be, wherever you are watching us right now, whether it's replay or live, doesn't matter, but thank you for watching us. We appreciate you. And right now, we're getting ready. Let's see. We're getting ready to. Is the streaming going? Yes, it is. Okay. So something's going wrong with one of my two windows that's open, but that's okay as long as we are streaming to our people. That's what we love. And thank you again for joining us. It is a great day because it's Inner Circle where you get to ask Robert questions and we get to go a little more in depth, a little more personal with you guys. So if you have a question you want to share, go ahead and raise your hand. It's very simple to do. Uh, First way is to, well, actually, it's very simple to ask a question. Just go ahead and type either in YouTube chat or Zoom chat the question. We will ask it on your behalf. Or, thank you, Melody. Or the other option is to raise your hand so we call on you and recognize you, and you can personally chat with Robert. So here's how you do that. On the bottom of the screen where you see our pictures, should be a button. If it's not there, look for the More button, the Reactions button, or the More button. If you click on the More button, then the Reactions tab is there. Click in the Reactions button or tab and then click on Raise Hand. That will let us know that you want to share with all of us. We've had some great inner circles, and we have to thank you for it, especially since this is our last inner circle of the year. We're not stopping. No, 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 no. We got lots more to go. And got to give it
Wait,
out
wait,
to each.
wait. We're not doing one next Thursday?
Next Thursday is the start of the new year, right?
What? Is it?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if you knew what you're talking about.
Okay. So,
Honestly, I looked at my calendar and it was November. I was like, what?
oh,
What? Okay.
well, we're just glad to have each and every one of you here, and thank you so much. But first, before we get started, uh, got to give out an inner circle welcome. Now we did kind of announce it on the last event, but today would be his first inner circle, and since we welcome new people to the inner circle on the next inner circle, we're going to do that to Rafael Vargas, and appreciate his participation. It was, I think, believe last Saturday. And we want to welcome him to our inner circle. So, Raphael, if you're with us now or if you're watching, so glad to have you on board with all of us. And we look forward to sharing a lot with you and with everybody as well. I see two hands already up. Jody Falcon and Lisa Marie, thank you guys so very much. We're going to get started with them shortly. But first, of course, we have to introduce the gentleman with whom we will be working with. The gentleman who this inner circle is all about and who brings us all together. Our GPS to success, our dear friend, our mentor, ladies and gentlemen, our Robert Hollis!
Well, thank you very much, Craig. Again, the hostess with the mostest, and we wouldn't have all this incredible stuff going on if it wasn't for each and every one of you. So it's been an incredible year. I don't know how many inner circle meetings we've already had, but I like we talked about in the podcast. We've had quite a bit of people that have been in the inner circle that just consistently get another level of success, another win, another win, another win. And that's truly, truly, what makes it worth it. So I hope it's worth it to each and every one of you. And the only thing that I can possibly say is that, today I did a video, if you guys didn't see it, calling predicting the future. You do have the ability to predict the future. You 100% do, because I've been doing it for virtually my whole entire life. And so I think that every one of you know individuals like me that they just keep up in the game, man. They just keep totally up in the game. And then there's other people that I think, for whatever reason, when I've been watching a lot of interviews recently, and there was this guy named Stephen Bartlett or something like that. He did an interview with Alex. And I can post that for you guys. I've been sharing it with people that are super, super close to me, and you guys are close to me. And so when you watch this interview, to think that this Steve Bartlett, I think his oldest video on his podcast and stuff is like just a little over 3 years ago, and now he's got over 4.4 million followers. and they have people like I know he had Richard Branson on there. So now that I found him, it's like, wow. So there was a lot of stuff that if you guys, some of you may or may not be a fan of Alex's, but I just think it's pretty amazing that this guy, in 2016, had lost everything. And his new girlfriend, he moves in with her at her parents' house. And things just continually got worse. You know what I mean? And I think it's pretty amazing where he said, I never thought about committing suicide. I never had those kind of thoughts, but I did constantly think about it would be okay if I didn't wake up. Yeah, I don't want to hurt myself or hurt anybody else, but if I don't wake up tomorrow, that's okay. And so I know that some of us have been in times like that where we feel pretty hopeless, where, there's no value. I don't bring any value to the table. I don't, I'm not making a difference in anybody's life. Who cares? And to see people that are now doing podcasts with each other, where we're talking 4 or 5 years ago, they were thinking about starting a YouTube channel. So my thing for the inner circle here is, when you learn to be vulnerable and know your own voice, you got to believe that as you're doing this, whatever you're doing, that there's a place for your voice. And what stops a majority of the people from getting there is controlling their emotions and their thoughts on their journey. Because like I talked today, if you had a dream of going to Vegas and you get up in the morning and you go, nah, I don't need to go. That was just a bullshit pipe dream anyway. It's like the chances of you going to Vegas is probably pretty slim. And I know that we all fight those internal thoughts. It's just, what was the last thought? If we're talking about awareness, what was the last thought? That I'm really, truly a piece of shit. I shouldn't be living and fuck all this. Or was the last thought, that was pretty harsh. I don't think it's that bad. you know, maybe I can get my visions back to where it is. Maybe I can get, emotionally. And I think I told you guys this all the time. And it's so true. The reason I share this stuff with you, with Alex, and I've shared for those of, like Melody and Craig and my sons that have known me forever, it's always me consistently searching for the next level, the next level. And I'm now following people that instead of making $2 million a year, they're making $100 million a year. And when you think that they're making $100 million a year, but just 5-6 years ago, they weren't. So I guess I'm just attracting into my life different people that are challenging my game. If you guys know about my personal goals is I know I will create a $12 million year. I'm thinking bigger than that now. I'm thinking a lot bigger than that. And so when you guys hear these interviews and you hear how much how bad these people's lives got, right? And I've seen a common denominator in this interview, and I'll share it with you. What a great idea for you guys to listen to this. So if you do an interview with somebody, ask them to write down 2 questions that the next podcast person will get asked. So now when he had Alex on there was someone that wrote down 2 questions that was going to be asked to the next person on the podcast. You guys think that's pretty cool? So he's got a little diary, a little leather journal, and a person signs it, puts the date in it, and then writes down 2 questions that he wants somebody else to be asked. And the person that wrote in there, it was, what could you give us a couple of failures that happened in your life that made you who you are today? And I just find this common denominator, not that any of one of you need to have tragedy in your life, but there's this common denominator that the people that are really making an impact in this world today just really, pardon my language, they just really, really fucking hated everything about their lives. They just really hated everything about who they were, what they've done, or what they haven't done. But their life really, really, really sucked. And if you guys have read my book, you know that I've been there numerous times. So it's sort of hard when you run into somebody, because Alex even says in this interview, if you guys watch it, that he goes, he says, I just think that there's a lot of people trying to be successful right now when their life doesn't suck. And I thought, wow. So what I mean by that is, if your life compared to a majority of the people on the planet's pretty okay. Got a roof over your head, got enough to pay the bills and food, are interacting with people that love you. Maybe you're doing a hobby that fulfills you. And it's like now someone says, hey, would you like to make more money? Yeah. Is there any way that I could do this by, talking to a couple of people a week or a month? Really? Well, I'm sort of beating myself up. I'm really good at it. And, I find ways to procrastinate and not do anything, because be honest, I really don't have to do anything. So it sort of made me thought why 95% of all businesses fail. Because maybe people just get into business to get into business because, I don't know, Bill started a business. I guess I should start a business, right? But there's not this all-in mentality. It's not this like me when I got into this industry. It was like, you got to get 70 people to watch this video. And I'm like, done. No problem. And I said, done, no problem, and didn't have a freaking clue what I was doing. 100% ignorance on fire. But I knew that I could get excited with the experience that I just figured out, that I could get people excited enough to watch this video. And I didn't care, what others thought. I didn't care about, people not getting it. And I think that you guys can see that in my attitude. When somebody says, I don't get it, my response usually is, do you want to? Well, what do you mean, do I want to? You're saying you want to make money, but your actions and your questions are saying the exact opposite. Do you notice when you ask someone to do something that as soon as they start asking questions and making excuses, they really don't want to do it? Why don't you just say that to them? They go, I never thought about that. I said, well, you should, because that's the way I feel about you. Every time I tell you what you need to do next, there's another excuse or a reason, that I don't know enough, that I don't believe enough in myself. There's always this stuff that are the reason why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So how can you build a audience of subscribers if you're not willing to go through thousands and thousands and thousands of people to find the right ones? When a company, if you guys know of a very successful company that you respect, can you imagine going to that company, whether it's a small one or a big one, and going, I'd like to get some data. How old are you guys? Well, we're 33 years old now. Can you tell me how many interviews your company has done? What? We're constantly hiring all the time. Between all our offices, we do, I don't know, probably 300-400 interviews a day. We're always looking for good people. You're doing 300 interviews a day? Yeah, it's hard to find people. We're running ads in everything that we can think of. We're involved in every employment thing. And they're sending people down here, and unfortunately, very few people qualify based on their attitude alone. You know, can I get $50 an hour, but I don't want to do anything? Can I work 2.5 days a week? You know, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? But we know these people, don't we? And sometimes I use that thing, employ yourself. If you employed yourself, and the first thing that you had to write down is a list of responsibilities of stuff you're supposed to do to keep your job. How many of you in the first 24 hours are firing yourself? It's like, I don't understand. Do you understand that we sell this business opportunity? Yeah, I do. And so your response to that is not to talk to anybody? Well, I don't feel comfortable. You're fired. How many people did you contact with today? How many interviews did you do? None. You need to find something different to do. Wouldn't that be harsh? If you hired yourself, it's like, listen, you're not doing what I told you to do. Because every one of you, if I would pay for an employee for you, wow. I don't think I've ever said that. I know I haven't. Imagine that I'm willing to pay $50,000 a year for an employee for you. And the first thing you need to do is you first got to know what you want, right? How many of you would like, 10,000 people that are active underneath you? Let's do 100,000 of volume so you make 10 grand a month. Okay. So is there anyone honestly that's watching this video that's inside the inner circle? Do you really know what to do to get 10,000 subscribers in your business? Do you know what to do? So I'll hire them person for you. No, I'll just pay. I'm going to pay, let's raise it, 60,000 a year. I'll pay $60,000 a year for an employee for you. And you first got to do one, write down what their responsibilities are every day. Can you do that? If you don't know what to do, I need you to be here at 9 in the morning. You can take a break from this time to this time. You get this much time off work. If they're virtual employees, right? How many hours do you want out of them? Or instead of hours, what if you told them that if they did A, B, C, that they got the rest of the day off? Do you guys know that's the way they're hiring tech people now? It's not hourly. I need this website done, and I need this website to do A, B, and C. Okay, go. If the person knocks it out in 2 hours, they get the rest of the week off. How many people like that? So now, if you wrote down what this person's responsibilities were, and I would pay them a salary, what would you have them do? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. But if I was going to pay, now the next thing you would do is write down what they wanted to do. And now what do you got to do? You got to interview people. And how would you find people? Would you do anything like this? Hey, Jody, my mentor said he'd give me $60,000 a year to pay somebody. Do you know anyone right now that's looking for a good job where they can work out of the privacy of their home? Well, what is this? Why are you interested? Have you guys heard this before? Well, yeah, it depends on what it is. Listen, I took the time to write up in a PDF what exactly I need that person to do. I'll shoot it over to you in an email. You tell me if you're willing to do that. And they get to say yes or no. What if they call back and go, are you really telling me that you want me to connect an interview with 100 people a month? Yeah. I'm not a people person. I ain't doing that. Okay. Remember why I called you? No, I don't. I called you to ask you if you knew anyone that wanted a good job. 60K a year. See what I mean? We're right back to the interested or not interested person. So I hope that helped you guys. So if you're feeling a little of excitement in my voice, it's always me. I love this Alex guy only because he reminds me of me. You know, they were asking him, what did he think that his major asset was? And he said his major asset is taking things that people want to complicate it and make it as simple as possible. He says, I'd rather make it so simplistic that I can just tell people what's required of them. And if they say no, then I can find someone that says yes. I'm going like, Jesus, he's doing, corporate sales with gyms and stuff. And it's like, my God, me, I feel like I got a better opportunity than he does. Right? So, Craig, we'll turn it over. Let's get some good questions answered, and I hope you guys enjoyed that front part.
Absolutely. Just before we get started, I noticed that we have. I got to first give a shout out to Santa Corky who joined us, and he donated to the kids that Robert helped support by on YouTube clicking that box with the $sign in it and then putting in an amount, and that money goes to the organizations that Robert supports. Bless you, Corky. Thank you so much. And speaking of Santa Corky,
How to get rid? Wow.
what?
Sorry.
Oh, no. That's I wanted to share something with everybody here in the inner circle. I did from my page, but Santa Corky is a top 5 nominee for the Cheer Choice Awards in 2023. And he needs our help to push him over the top. The deadline is December 30th. So, what I'm going to do is put into the chat the link to go help Santa Corky so that we can all push him to the top. The link is right there, cheerchoiceawards.com. Then you would click on vote now and then type in the search. All I did was type in the search Santa. And
that's what I did.
And then you'll find him. I mean, he's the only one that comes up. So let's help push Santa Corky to the top. And Corky, thank you so much for being a part of the inner circle and doing what you do. We love you and we appreciate you very much. I believe he's still in the YouTube chat. Haven't seen him come over to the Zoom chat yet, but wanted to share that as we wrap up our year here. And I think that's what a great opportunity to push one of our very own inner circle people to the top. So
thank you, Craig.
Thank you. And Santa Corky in the chat says thank you if you're not watching the YouTube chat. All right. So that being said, let's get things started. Jody Falcon and Lisa Marie Cook, you guys have your hands up, but Lisa is first. So let's get started. Lisa Marie Cook, go ahead, open up, and please share.
Hi, everybody. Robert, I'm almost afraid to ask you anything after that.
No, no, no. It's me always just, coming from my heart. I hope you don't mind that. And
No,
if you're scared of what I'm gonna say, it's only because you think that my opinion is worth more than yours.
well, actually, I do.
Okay. Well, it's okay to be scared and nervous then. I remember every time I asked my mentors questions, I felt nervous.
Yeah, but no, I respect your opinion absolutely. I would take I probably would take years over my husband.
Well, we got a different skill set.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. And I do have to say, hopefully Corky is watching, but I caught his interview on YouTube here just the other day, or I caught it yesterday. I think it was done the day before. It was his whole life story. It was amazing, and it just
Wow.
gave me a whole new insight on where he's coming from. And it was, if you haven't watched it, you really need to. It was really, really good.
If someone
Okay.
if someone's got a link, post that and so
If
we got
nobody
it.
does, I will when I'm done.
Okay, cool.
I think
Yeah.
Matt's got it
Matthew,
already.
Matt
he's
found
right.
it, so we'll
Okay,
go ahead
I
and
am
post
so
that.
glad Matthew's here because this question he may be able to answer better
Okay.
than you, Robert. I don't know. But having a lot of difficulty with the repurposing of the videos. Is there a platform that we can use on Reels and YouTube? I mean, all of them, because I'm running into issues, and I save it as a different file and try to upload it to CapCut or wherever I'm gonna, you know, trim it or whatever, and it's not supported. And does it make a difference if you're on your computer or your phone?
That is a better question for Matthew. I don't have a clue what the hell you just said.
Well, hopefully Matt does. Good question. Thank you.
Matt, are you coming on or you come on later?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
my dogs would bark the moment that I said something. No, I mean, with platforms like Vizard and stuff, you can actually just connect it to your accounts and just upload to each one of them individually. And I would recommend to Lisa Marie that you really like focus your content specifically for each platform. I know that we repurpose our content on multiple, but that's not our plan into the future because each platform requires kind of different content to do well on it and to
Okay.
grow. And I would recommend if you're repurposing now, that's totally fine. But a video on TikTok and the way that TikTok works is going to be different than a video on YouTube or YouTube Shorts. Like we've seen, I don't know what your audience looks like on YouTube Shorts, but ours is so predominantly young adult men. And it's interesting because if you look at our live stats or you look at our email subscriber stats, it's almost like 50-50. And all that tells me is it doesn't even matter if I upload content it's none of the content we're uploading is specifically for men. Like it can apply to men and women, right? So
Right.
why is it predominantly men? Well, the answer to the question is by doing research with GPT, predominantly men of that age bracket watch YouTube Shorts. So if you're going, I'm not having any success on YouTube Shorts, but I'm having more success on TikTok, I would focus on TikTok because maybe that's where your audience
Wow.
resides.
Very good.
And kind
That
of
makes
go, oh,
sense.
yeah, and kind of try to grow your following on one platform. And that's why we're focusing so much on YouTube.
Hmm.
Is I think my dad will be a lot bigger on YouTube than any other platform. And I watched Joe Rogan grow on here and a bunch of other people and stuff like that. And I feel like this platform is really good. On the other hand, um, if I was maybe a woman, right, in this situation, And I know that TikTok skews more into it's 50-50 over there quite a bit, but
a great example,
still,
Matthew.
right?
Matthew, a great example.
More women than YouTube Shorts. I'll say that.
Okay.
Matt,
So go ahead, Dad.
Matt, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, a great example of that is Corky.
Right.
Corky doing lives on YouTube. I do not believe that he'd get anywhere close to the audience that he has.
No, and this is one of those interesting things, right? Because we do a lot of live content on YouTube, but I really think YouTube is lagging quite a bit behind everybody else with live stuff. Because if you asked yourself how often you watched live content on YouTube outside of like a major event, how often do you? Outside of like my dad and major events happening on YouTube, very often do you watch YouTube live? That's myself included,
That's true.
right? I
Yeah.
mostly consume videos and shorts on YouTube.
Mhm. Yeah.
So on TikTok, on the other hand, there's people like Corky that are making full-time incomes live streaming. And similar with Twitch, right? Twitch is more of a gamer platform, but people stream on Twitch and make a bunch of money. So then you look at those platforms and you go, okay, it looks like I'd need to be a streamer to be successful on there. That's not exactly the same on TikTok, but it's definitely way more true than it is on YouTube. Like streaming on YouTube is really not a place to grow your audience. It's a place to bring your audience, so to speak. But with
Okay.
shorts and videos, YouTube like crushes every other platform,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
including
been
TikTok
doing
now. But TikTok Live is just much better, I would say, than YouTube. So
really okay.
yeah,
And
at
I've
least
been
right now.
doing, I just started doing, I did a live yesterday on YouTube. Of course, there was nobody there, but then once you do that, and then I did share it to Facebook, and you can see how many people even view it or how many times
Yeah,
it's been seen on Facebook, and it's always nothing there. So I
yeah.
know that Facebook is not showing that.
We've completely cut Facebook basically out of uploading
Yeah.
content because there's no revenue to be made over there anyway.
Okay. You know
And
what? I kind of wanted to hear that because I'm
yeah,
ready to.
there was 3 years ago and there just isn't now. Right.
Right.
And even the 3 years ago version required a funnel and getting them off website to make money. Right. It's just that the audience on Facebook is like, to be honest, it's kind of like growing on X or Twitter, right? Like there's so many opinionated people speaking their opinions on Facebook and X, you kind of ask yourself, okay, what type of community do I want to grow, right?
Right.
If I'm going to make this my main
Right.
platform. And I've seen
That's a
people
great
grow
point.
massive, incredible followings on TikTok and YouTube in like
Mhm.
successful and happy ways, like Mr. Beast or whatever it may be. And I'm going, okay, these are platforms that I probably want to focus my time on. As where if it's like politically based, it normally does a lot better on Facebook and X, right? So
Mhm.
those are other platforms. But in
Mhm.
your situation, Lisa Marie, I would recommend maybe trying out. I think you need 1,000 subscribers or something like that on TikTok to go live.
And I do have that.
I would, if you already have that, I would make an
Mhm.
attempt to switch your strategy to doing TikTok lives and see how
Okay.
that does, and then repurpose them as YouTube shorts.
Okay.
And then of course they'll just be on TikTok, or you could cut clips out of them and do it that way.
Right.
And
Okay.
focus more on TikTok as your platform and just see how the numbers go. Because I think you'd
Yeah,
do
and
better over there.
probably maybe I stayed away from there because I wanted to concentrate on YouTube, and I thought I just got to concentrate on one thing and get that under my belt. So I veered
But the
away from
experience is there
TikTok.
nonetheless. That's the great thing, right?
Yeah.
Is
Right.
now if you go, okay, I think I could build like Corky, exactly what my dad said, right? Corky would have tried to build a YouTube following. It would have been totally different than TikTok because
Yeah.
Corky built his
Yeah.
following off TikTok lives,
Hmm. For
right?
sure.
And
Yeah.
Like a live
if you
streamer.
guys notice too, this whole concept that if you're not consistently on a daily basis thinking about what you want your life to be, I mean, you got to just be a daydreamer all day long. And you just got to be excited about building that daydream. Well, part of that daydream is, Lisa Marie, 3 years from now, not only how many followers you have or how many people you have that are subscribed to your channel that are giving you whatever, but where's that money going to, and what is the audience that you want? I think the biggest problem with people is that they don't know what they want. If you ask them, they don't frickin' know. And on top of that, they don't want to close their eyes and see the audience that they have, right? So to really get you to understand this is, if we hear about Kylie Jenner or the Kardashians or somebody else that has, billions and billions of billions of views, if you ask Kylie Jenner, who is her audience? Wouldn't she say young girls like me?
Right.
She's not doing
Right.
her content for me. I'm not a follower. I'm not a subscriber. I've never bought anything from her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, neither
So,
am I.
so,
But
so when you move forward, I think what a lot of people do, and I've done this, and me and Matt have talked about it, including with Craig, is I want to help everybody. But that's not the way it's not the way to serve people. You should serve people, and there should be two things that are constantly happening, is that you can't wait. You're so excited to share this message, right? Of whatever you're passionate about. And again, passion, I love that new statement that I heard about passion. Passion is you're doing things that others won't do, and you're willing to sacrifice because that's what you love to do. So if you hear people that are passionate in their life, these are the people that practice singing 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. Why? Because I love music. I love singing. So when all of a sudden one of these people show up on America's Got Talent, or they show up on The Voice, and we're all like crying because we're freaking blown away, it's pretty obvious that that person loves what they do.
mm-hmm. Right.
So when you hear about the Beatles, in the book, that 10,000 hours, no one knows the story about the Beatles playing 8 to 10 hours a day in strip joints,
Right. Yeah.
because they had an audience and they want to practice. And so when they come over here, it's not if they know the songs, they mastered the songs. And that's where you get that explosion. So make sure that, whether you pick TikTok or Instagram or whatever one of these things that there is, you got to just really mentally think, who do I want for an audience? Why am I doing this? Why is this important to me? And like
Mm-hmm.
Matt said, that might be even a Chat GPT question. You know what I mean? It's like, once I figure out my avatar, right? I love talking about stacking plastic cups. Where can I find the largest group of people that like talking about plastic cups? Where are they? And
And
see,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead. No.
I get excited, really excited talking about personal development.
Cool.
I think I really honestly think that is my niche, although I'm not the pro or anything, but I want to get better
Yeah,
at
but
that. And I want to,
you just know more. This is what I always said to Melody, and I'll always say it to you because you're on here. It is, if you just realize on the personal development side how much you know compared to the rest of the world.
I do, but I'm not being that example. So do you know what I'm saying?
No,
Even if
I think that you're weighing what you know based off comments, hearts, and follows. I think
probably
that Lisa
guilty,
Marie can't stop thinking about what other people think about her.
I'm getting better with not caring. I am.
So
Um, but
when you
yeah,
don't get a like and you don't get a view and you don't get a comment, then you take that personal. When other people know that's just another step.
yeah, I'm thinking I got to change this. This ain't working,
No,
and
no. It's the
yeah,
consistency of doing it over and over and over again, where you believe in yourself, you're practicing, you're getting gooder and gooder. And that spears off, because as you're writing down subjects that you're talking about or verses that you're doing, then you get inspired to listen to other things and form them in your way. You guys will find this really interesting. This stuff happens to me all the time. And I believe that people will see miracles in their life all day, every day, if they just knew they should be looking for them. Right. So I told you guys about a story that I did with Kyle about a rock.
mhm.
And then I researched the story and found out that it had a lot of major changes in them, but I changed it. It seemed to be a pretty good story anyway. And so then Matt puts that together and the video takes off, good emotional story, right? And then today I'm watching this interview with Alex and this Steve guy. And at the end, Alex goes, I'll tell you a story that really means a lot to me. And instead of a rock, it was a car. So it just, the father said, listen, I got an old car in the garage. Take it down to the car dealership, see what they'll give you for it. And they go, it's an old car. I'll give you $1,000 for it. That's the most we can give you on trade-in. So then he came back and his father told him, take it to the junkyard. And he took him to the junkyard and they weighed it and they said, now we'll give you $500. And then the father told him, I want you to drive over to here and talk to this guy. And it was a guy that collects antiques. And he pulls in there and the guy goes, this is 1 of 10. I've never seen one in this good a shape. I'll give you 2 million. So same story, different value depending on who you're talking to. What a great story. But I just thought, wow, this is not by accident that I came across this video. And while I was doing something else, my wife seen the video. It wasn't even me. And she says, is that Alex talking about how he took $1,000 and turned it into 100 million? I'm going, my wife doesn't tell me to do too much, but sometimes her whisper, people don't believe this, including Terry, but Terry's more connected, not knowing that she's connected. If you guys can, does that make sense to you guys?
Mhm. Absolutely.
She will randomly say and do stuff and she's right on the money all the time, including like, if I were you, I'd never trust this person. Or
Yeah.
I don't know why you're talking to them. They'll never change. And it's like, wow, so then I watched that video and I'm like, oh my God, for that story to come up again. See, that's like a road sign for me. It's like I
Right.
constantly see road signs all day, every day. The amount of YouTube channels now that I find that have 4 and 5 million views on them. To think that Alex was being interviewed by a guy, and I'll tell that quick story, but I want you guys to watch it, is he knew that he could make more money. He's from UK, and he knew he could make more money by taking his company public. So if I take it public and I got a good story, then I'll get other investors to buy publicly, right? The stock. And he found a guy and he says, you do know that if you go from this stock exchange to the New York Stock Exchange, you got to go through some more hoops and do some stuff. But your net worth is going to be 4 times more if you open it up on this stock exchange instead of the other one. And I knew exactly what the kid was thinking. It's like, yeah, but that's the big stock exchange.
Mhm.
Maybe if I start out on one little one that people don't know much about, I don't know if I'm the kind of person that could, and of course it worked, and now everybody wants to know how you do it. And now he says, yeah, I show companies how to go public now. And when I take them public, they go from nothing to being worth $70 million. And I get 10% of the evaluation. So I work for them for 6 or 9 months and I make $7 million. And I'm going like,
Wow.
This is mind expanding for me. Acquisition.com. If you guys don't know that, you'll watch it in this interview if you do. But you know, if you listen to him, he lost everything. He had minus money in his account, and then he was doing some other kinds of stuff, and then the product some way didn't get delivered, so he was getting virtually thousands and thousands and thousands of back charges on credit cards on his account. So he said it'd be different if you had no money, different if you're overdrawn, but different if you log into your checking account and you see all these negatives that are coming out of your account that you don't have the money for. So every day you're watching yourself, the opposite of sales coming in. You're watching people back charging on their credit card. And and he was going like, if that didn't happen to him, he wouldn't have thought about this acquisition thing. So he said he was reaching out to gym owners, and gym owners were making $1 million plus a year net on their gyms, multiple gyms. And when he went to talk to them and call on them, they're going, well, I don't like running the gyms anymore, but it's the thing that makes me the money. And so I guess I'm just stuck here. This is bullshit. I really don't want to do anything else. He's going, then you should sell the damn thing. To who? I'll find someone. So now he's going after the biggest gym owners in the world that are sick and tired of what they're doing. They would love to sell their business. And now he finds people that, hey, I'm a personal trainer. I got a small group of people. I hate working in gyms. I would love to buy a gym one day. Connects these people together, and brilliant, you know? So those kind of stories have always inspired me. That's why I share those with you guys. They expand my mind. They make me look at a different deal. And that's what you got to be very clear about, is what audience you want to go after.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because after that audience, they'll find you. You'll find
That's what I keep telling myself. I keep telling myself that they will find me.
So
I've grown.
Who's someone like you? Who's someone like you that shares the same kind of story that you want to share, that you know's making a full-time income on YouTube or TikTok?
Corky.
There you go.
Corky.
Isn't that amazing?
And you. And
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, you guys. Matthew,
You're
thank
welcome,
you so
Lisa.
much.
I
I
love you.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie, thank you so very much.
Craig, you got that very low microphone thing going on again.
Is that okay right there?
We have to, does everyone like me, when Craig comes on, you just got to rank your volume all the way to the top?
All right. I think that's something that's in YouTube here. I mean, in what is it? Zoom. I'm going to do something here. How is that level? Is that good?
Nice.
All right. I just made an adjustment in Zoom.
Perfect.
I had a feeling, but it was interesting because I had it on automatic. So I don't know why. Apparently they're...
Maybe when you introduce me, they're going, this guy's just way too loud. We got to knock this down. And then it never resets.
Yeah, probably. There's things called compressors that take anything that's loud and squashes it.
Wow.
Maybe I got compressed.
Check out Matthew, you guys. I know you're thinking of the wrong Matthew. Anthony's holding on to Matthew there. He doesn't seem like he's very happy today.
Oh, okay. Robert, real quick question follow-up. Faith Castio says, do you still connect with people on Facebook?
Yes.
You do?
That is the only place I connect with people still to this day.
Okay.
I don't know. I still think the reason that it works for me is, again, I don't use groups, I use pages. And when I connect with somebody, I'll take the time to look at their profile for a couple of seconds to really do this connection. So I can sort very, very, very fast. So if I'm clicking on a person, they got 3 friends, they have no cover photo, it's like, no, it takes me seconds to look at someone's profile and whether or not I got a good or a bad feeling about them. I'm not aware of that on another social media. Are you guys? I guess you could master it. I think that if you ran across Corky's TikTok page profile, you might know immediately whether or not you liked him or not, or wanted to be connected with him or not. Does that make sense? So yeah, I still use Facebook.
Okay. Very good. Then let's continue moving on. Well, all right. Corky did ask a question. So, Jody, Anthony, thank you for your patience. I'm just going to continue with the thread. Thank you here. From Santa Corky, who's watching online on YouTube. Robert, what podcast are you listening to now? And I think you've already said Alex, right?
Yeah. I again, if it wasn't for Terry, I would say that the shorts and I've just been watching a lot of Alex has put a lot of his seminars on his YouTube channel. You guys want to hear something very quick? Alex said that he met a guy, and he says it in this interview, is he goes, all you need to do is make your offer so ridiculous that people feel like an idiot for not taking your offer. And so this right now is the offer that Alex has. He says, my books, I got 2 books, they're 99 cents each. And if you don't want to pay the 99 cents, they're on audiobook on my YouTube. And he says, everything to make $3 million a year is on my YouTube channel. And if you follow it and make $3 million a year, I want you to be able to afford hiring me to take you to 10 million. So that's his offer. And when he said that, and you hear a bunch of things that he has in his language, the reason that I'm attracted to him right now is his philosophy is there's no one that can beat my offer because I know exactly what I'm doing and I give all my information away for free. And I thought, well, I give my book away for free, not 99 cents. And every video on my YouTube channel will show you how to replace your income. And I will continue to help you. So my offer is better than his offer. So if people don't see any value there, then hey, that's their problem. But it's easy to sort because if people don't want to go through the videos and apply what they know on the videos, I don't know if I like the way that Alex says this, but he says when people are not doing what they're supposed to do, their life doesn't suck bad enough. And he goes, I just think that people should evaluate why they're doing things. So everybody wants a better relationship. They want a better connection with their creator. They want to be in better health. They want more finances. They want to be smarter. I just don't want to fucking do anything. And if you're okay being that person, then just be that person. So I think I said this to you guys before I even knew who Alex was, is I think there's a lot of control in your own personal well-being and your own mindset to just be able to say, I'm okay and I don't need this shit. Because pimperitis is what got you running, right? You're like, oh my God, Melody's doing this, Craig's doing this, Robert's doing this. Oh my God, this person's doing this. It's this compare-itis that there's something inside you that's natural that was created that I really truly believe, but maybe it's not all for people, but I really truly believe that I'm here to get better. I really do. And so listening to Alex sort of takes that away, because he did a couple of videos recently that didn't make me feel good. And I'll share one with you. He talks about it in this interview. He says, how many people know that Queen Elizabeth died? Okay. So if you were going to put a portfolio together of achievements in your life, not only did she replace a king and became a queen, but she did it for how long? There's not probably a woman on the planet that has pulled off more than she has. All right? Because there's still women all over the world that fell in love with Princess Diana. And before that, it was Princess Elizabeth. We're just not old enough to remember in the 30s. Right? So it used to be Princess Elizabeth before she became the queen. Right? And then a lot of girls are like, hey, the king's gonna, the prince is gonna come get me. He's gonna be on a white horse. Woohoo! Got the glass slippers, gonna have this beautiful ball dance. It's like a lot of people are thinking that way, and all of a sudden she becomes the queen, and then she dies. So here's a woman that's probably done more than any woman on the planet. And when's the last time you thought about her? She's only been dead for like 6 or 7 months, maybe a year. When's the last time that you thought about the queen? So he said the only reason that he brought this up is, I don't care what the hell you think that you're going to accomplish while you're on this planet. Just be willing to understand that once you pass, people forget you. And they forget you fast. And he's going, not because it's bad or good, it's just they're doing their own thing, right? And so that's where that thing comes from. You wouldn't worry about what people thought about you if you knew how seldom they did. And sometimes we make ourselves too much the center of the universe. And so he said that about another thing. Betty White. So he did it on the Queen Elizabeth, and then he brought it home when Betty White died. And he goes, can we all be brutally honest? How many people were loved more than Betty White? Spends 70 years of her life entertaining people, being funny. When's the last time you thought of her? Damn. And so, like I said, it didn't make me feel good, but it actually puts you in a position of how important it is to live for now and do the best you can at this point in your life. But, I brought this up before. I think everyone needs to be brutally honest with themselves and say, maybe I should just try to figure out what makes me happy and be happy, instead of adding all this other stuff. I've said this to people before. When you become an entrepreneur or an affiliate, all that does is magnify your up and down things in life. We all got good times and bad times, but when you're an entrepreneur and you're around a group of people, it just seems to make that magnification more. It seems like you got higher highs, right? Because maybe your biggest high is, I don't know, your spouse surprises you, or maybe your child called, or maybe you got, Terry gets all jacked out of her mind when she gets $6 from this she uses this certain thing that sends her a $6 Rakatu or whatever it is.
Rakuten.
She gets damn excited, man, when she gets a $6 check that she gets to go all the way down to the bank and deposit. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, whatever makes her excited, right? But in the midst of that, if that's the things that are exciting for you, then I don't know if you're ever going to experience like speaking in front of 20,000 people and getting an award while you're in front of those 20,000 people. See what I mean? That might be just a little higher of acceleration of aha moments for you. But maybe you're one of those people that go, I don't need that to happen. I don't need a best-selling book. I don't need 1 million subscribers on a YouTube channel. I do. I do. So there's the difference right there. So I know that I'm going to get there. And I know that I'm going to employ a lot of people on my way getting there. And I know I'm going to impact a lot of people and make a lot of money to give to a lot of children in need. So that's why I'm just willing to run wide open and keep seeing miracle signs that I'm going toward the right things. I will say one extra thing that Matt and Craig, I know, will probably watch that interview because I've been pushing it all day. But he said, listen, he said, it was easy for me to figure levels of success. One, it was me doing everything. And he goes, why isn't this common knowledge? He goes, I made enough money as a personal trainer to talk an owner into selling me his gym. And so I'm running ads. I'm doing the intake interviews. I'm getting people to sign membership contracts. I'm cleaning the gym. I'm wiping it down. I'm the personal trainer. He said just one day, a guy walked in and goes, you know, if you're an owner of the gym, you could hire someone to clean it. You mean I could get leverage? I could actually get other people to do things so I can do more things? See, doesn't that seem like a little bit of thought? But if you don't know it, it's like why I go back and forth with Bob, Coach Bob all the time. The only difference between my income and his is I got 17,000 active people, and most of them believe that they can get in profit. Most of them believe that they can find other people to get in profit. See, that's a leverage for me. Does that make sense to you guys? And he said, so then I had enough people that were working for me in the gym. And so to make more money, that's always been my IQ test. If you guys don't remember, you run into a person that owns a McDonald's and they make $1 million net a year. If they need to double their income, what should they do? And the smart ones say, open another McDonald's. The other ones say, he should get into MDC. You know, it's like, what the hell? All right. But it's like, no, duplicate what you already know. So see, that's his next level. He said, okay, if I got one gym, what if I had 2 gyms? What if I had 5 gyms? And then he got in a deal with somebody so he could finance more gyms. And that guy took advantage of him and destroyed everything he had. So it's like your level of figuring out this stuff. It's like, wow, if I had more than one, you know, so it's levels, right? So I remember seeing Alex's face when he was talking to this Steve guy, and he goes, yeah, he said, our little company right now where we take companies public, we got about 100 employees. And you seen Alex go, whoa, you could see him immediately be taken back by, you know, okay, I got 10 employees. I don't have 100. How many of you guys think that a person that pays 100 people on payroll makes more than a person that has 10? Might be depending on what time of their business, you know, right before Toys R Us put, you know, chains on their doors. There's companies that go bankrupt because they do stupid decisions, but they have tens of thousands of employees. So, yeah. So thank you very much, Craig. Let's go to the next.
Sounds like a plan. 3 hands are up. Coach Bob, Anthony Lombardo, but first, Jody Falcon. Yay! Go ahead, open up and please share with us.
Hi, everybody. Anthony, your Matthew is so precious. Oh my gosh, in heaven. Oh,
thank you,
good
Jody. I do
Lord.
appreciate that.
God bless. My babies are 43 and 40 years old, and I remember holding them like that. So enjoy every minute, my love.
My
Craig,
Matthew,
I love you.
my Matthew is a week away from being 32. Pretty crazy.
Oh my God. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Matthew, Robert. So, I have a huge personal favor.
Again?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I promise it will not be the last. But
Good.
this one is extremely sensitive and very near and dear to my heart. So for all of us here right now together, with all of your love and light, and please, everyone who watches this replay, my very dear girlfriend, Rachel, lives less than 20 miles from Jerusalem. Yesterday and today, the building that her and her family live in is shaking and rattling. Now, her and her husband, they're all American citizens, dual citizenship. Her and her husband will not leave because the oldest daughter is in the IDF. Please pray for them. Every single day, just say her name, Rachel. She has 2 young children. She's seriously considering sending them to me to live in my big house.
Wow.
I'm here by myself with Luna. So I'm hoping she does that. Rachel is a beautiful person. Excuse me. So if you would all just do that for me every day, say Rachel's name, okay?
We will.
Okay, so moving right along, I've had several breakthroughs this past week.
Yay.
However, my greatest joy has come from the breakthrough of one of my new business partners in Nigeria.
Nice.
I just get I get giddy
Yeah.
silliness when he texted, what's today? Thursday. Oh, Tuesday. He texts me or messages me and he says, I got it. I did it. It happened.
Yep.
There is nothing better. I have to tell you though.
I
Go
haven't
ahead.
found anything better.
I mean, there is no drug. There is no aphrodisiac that I'm just saying, so far that I know of, that beats that. And
Right.
so stick with it.
And
Now,
it lasts longer.
oh my God. Today's Thursday and I'm still on a high. And that happened Tuesday. So
That is so great. When you see someone's light turn on, because what they really do is they go from, oh man, this is exactly what it is. They go from disbelief in themselves to belief in themselves.
yes.
That's what we feel.
Yes.
That's what we see and feel, where they go, oh my God, I got this. I can do this. And if you guys hear me say the 3 things that go through people's heads fast is, who are you and why should I listen to you? To be brutally honest, I'm learning from someone that's showing me how to do this. I'd rather you hear from them. And this is why, right? Second one, well, what the hell is this? I know that person can explain what we do easier than I can. Brutally honest, I have a tendency of getting overexcited and talking too much. So I would rather share a video with you that is on point. You know,
and that's what I've done. Every single step that you have taught us, that's exactly what I've done. Now, I have to be honest, he's a very young man, maybe 25 years old. He does have a 9-to-5 job in Nigeria. Okay. He cannot afford internet with video.
Got it.
So he hasn't been able to see any of your videos. So we've done a lot of audio, Facebook audio kind of things. Okay. And so I've just been walking him through the stuff, and it's almost like I'm back in the classroom. And I
That is
retired
cool.
like 12 years ago.
But you love doing that, right?
Oh my God, that was my second
Yeah.
passion in life.
And then the third part is the aha moment. When you
Oh,
get a person that goes, wait a minute, is this all you do? And it's like, yeah, I could do this. I could do this. And the only other thing that you got to sort of guide them with is how much, say as little as possible to as many people as you can, as fast as you can. Get the game plan in their head and make them understand that don't take rejection personal.
right.
You know, that you just got to go through the numbers because people are going to tell you sometimes what they want you to hear. But again, they're not really interested. This is not the right time for them. They're
Yes.
saying it is, but it's like, and that's when you guys will usually get the excuses and the justifying, and I can't do this. It doesn't make a difference. That's why that the chapters in The Science of Getting Rich, where it says is, as opportunities monopolized. See,
Mhm.
a person has to see a testimonial from someone like them from their country. So a lot of you've been sharing people with me from Africa. And if I knew someone was making money, it's like when people say that they can't watch video, I go, let's figure out a way you can.
He solved that issue himself. Himself.
There you got it.
So that it was like two ahas on Tuesday.
Yay.
It
Way
was
to
like,
go.
oh my God. But back to your point of, maybe it's just not the right moment at the right time, whatever. I'm on week 23 of this 45-day challenge in here, and I'm on scroll number 6. And scroll number 6 is about mastering your emotions, but not just yours. Understanding that if whoever disliked or hated you today, in time, they will come around. Since Monday, today's Thursday, since Monday, 3 people that kicked me to the curb, so to speak, Facebook messaging and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff, they came back. I didn't reach out to them.
right.
It was like, whoa, there's magnetism in this book.
I've had a guy through my career on Facebook has easily unfriended me and blocked me at least 8 times. It's hilarious. And I don't even know why he blocks me. You know what I mean? But apparently he's pretty pissed off at something I'm doing on social media. And then all of a sudden he'll send me another friend request. I'm going like, I thought we were already friends. Is this another account? And it's like, no, I just miss you.
Oh,
And the person will actually say to me, I don't want to give his name away, but the person will actually say to me that one of these times I'm afraid that you're not going to re-accept my friend request. And I'm going, well, I'd stop having that thought because I've accepted every time you send it to me again. So I
yeah,
don't know what's going on with people. I just pray for them and that's all I can do.
exactly. God bless.
Love you.
God bless. Thank you so much, everybody.
You bet, Jody. You're amazing.
Jody, thank you so very much. Appreciate you. All right, let's move on. Anthony Lombardo, I see your hand up with little one in hand still.
No, he's actually getting fed, but yeah, he's such a bundle of joy, and unfortunately I have to go back to work next week, so I can't be with him all day every day. But it's busy season. I'm an accountant, so it's gonna be pretty rough, but I'll get through it like I do every year. But I wanted to share some of the qualifications that I would look for when I am sorting people that Robert had was talking about before. Who are the people that you would qualify? And basically what I'm looking for is that I want somebody that's willing to engage with new people every day. because if they're not a people person, because this is a people helping other people business, then it's going to be very hard for them to be successful. And then have the passion to help people. I think that's, very key, because if you don't want to help people, then how are you going to find other people that want to help other people?
I
And
think
then
every
obviously,
one of us knows people that would be brutally honest with you and say, I just don't like people.
yeah, I feel like,
They're not a candidate for this industry for sure.
yeah, I can understand why. I feel like I'm getting older, and the stupidity of certain people, maybe I don't have the patience for it anymore, but I can see why people don't want to associate with other people. But you just have to take a step back and, kind of say to yourself, maybe I can help that person
Right.
if they need help, if they want help. But I think what's more important that I want to add to the list is having them ask questions when they feel overwhelmed and stuck. There have been many people that I've enrolled, and some of them I've, sent to you, Robert, as well. It's like they don't really come back to me with any questions or any type of advice or insight.
Yeah.
So,
So that sounds to me in my vocabulary, they're just not interested.
right.
Here's something, Anthony, I I wish it doesn't bother me as much, but maybe it's bothering me because I need to be the person that solves it. A simple thought that I have that I don't get is if people said, I want to learn how to be a world champion drag racer. I understand that John Force is holding some classes. And I also heard that Anthony Lombardo is holding some classes. Me on a personal level, I'm just like, Anthony who? How many world championships does he have? None. And the other guy's got 18 or 20. There's something, Anthony, that I still haven't figured out yet that I do. And I don't know if I did it because of how bad my childhood was. If someone tried to pin me down and go, why'd you listen to this person? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? It was me consistently finding people that had a lifestyle that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I go in with so much humility of just wanting to be an apprentice, asking them how I can help them, to get favor with them so they can teach me exactly what I need to know. I'm not interested in changing it. And I think maybe if I was trying to put a finger on it, it's just that I'll be 62 in February. When I grew up, I wasn't aware of all the million options and people to listen to online. It's like, these people are broke. That person has a lot of fucking money. So when I found someone that had money and had results in teaching other people how to be successful, the only time I ever seen anybody else like that is when we went to a national convention. And when we went to a national convention, of course, people would walk the stage getting these trophies. But I already had found my ride to die. These people didn't have books. My mentor didn't have a book. You know what I mean? So I just think it was easier back in my day to lock onto someone that's extremely successful and just learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
And in this day and age, it's like virtually everyone I know in this industry is struggling right now. And all of them got 20 different ways of doing the business, and they add a new idea every fucking month.
Right.
And they do not see that as a problem.
No, I can definitely see that.
Didn't you just make a post about so-and-so? Yeah. And you put all of your team on a webinar with that person? Yeah. And now you're promoting this person? I'm going, oh my God, the idea of the month and the idea of the week is just slaughtering people. Slaughtering. They couldn't make a dessert if their life depended on it. They wouldn't know which ingredient to use first. They wouldn't know how to put it together. They just are listening to everyone and anyone. And they're going through this cycle that I talked about. Today, people going from uninformed optimism to the valley of despair. Nowadays, people are going through this on a weekly basis. Try this, that sucks. Try this, that sucks. Try this, that sucks. There's absolutely no long-term thinkers anymore.
Yeah. And being in this business for 2 years, yes, I've been through a lot of that. I did high ticket affiliate marketing, and for 2 years I've been doing, like you said, adding a different twist to it. And before I knew it, it became too complicated.
Yeah. And to put an added layer of confusion on this, everyone's got their Telegram group and their Facebook group and their other groups and all of these groups, right? And all these people are unplugged in all of these groups.
Mm-hmm.
And if I sat down to someone and even did this with you, Anthony, as I just say, have you ever heard that phrase that if you can explain it, if I could explain it to Matthew so he understood your son? Of course, maybe he's too young right now, but as he gets old enough to be able to understand and comprehend things, people understand the simplicity that you have to share that with a child.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be patient. You know what I mean? And it takes a while for them to get things. Like, when should I not throw stuff off the high chair? You know what I mean? When do I get to eat with a fork or a spoon instead of my hands? Well, probably when you can coordinate that so you don't poke yourself in the eye.
Yep.
There's these little things as a child that we really understand the simplicity of the way that we need to do things for them to figure out how to crawl and walk and talk or say one or two words or even make their first coup. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like a big thing until all of a sudden he's like, and you're just like, I made noises, and sometimes people get scared because the parents are so jacked out of their mind that he actually said something other than nothing.
Oh.
And in the midst of trying to keep this simplistic as possible, I do things to find out if people are coachable. And Anthony, I would just say, based on the model that I do, what would you say is the very first outcome that you're looking for?
Is to help people to get into profit the fastest, get them a belief check by next Thursday.
People that can drive in depth and get number of layers of people in a new organization to get ranked in a paycheck turns into wealth. And Anthony, you've only known me for a couple of years, but when you see what I did with the Hungary group and the Romania group, and then how I've done this now in Nigeria, there's a majority of the people that are in my industry that don't give a shit how that happened. They couldn't do it if their life depended on it. They keep throwing spaghetti against the wall, hoping they'll find some leader someday. They do not understand that Coach Joshua is 11 generations deep on Joshua. They don't understand that. So the first person to hit 50K and the person that makes the most money is 11 generations deep on me. Until you get that, until that aha moment comes on, people are going to look at instant. I'm not made a check this week. I didn't get paid. This is bullshit. I got to go find something else that I don't know about to get excited about and start over.
Yeah.
And they just keep doing that. I see people all the time that I looked at as very successful, but now I'm looking up their YouTube channel. And I know people that are really successful, and I go to find them on YouTube, and you can see that was a 6-month run. That didn't work. I'm fucking gone. You know, and these are very successful people. And it's like, you know that they got a team that they hired to do their social media because they're not doing it. But
Right.
yet you see the other people that are doing it, and it might not happen in a month or 2 months or 3 months or, 2 years. And then all of a sudden, the third, fourth, fifth year, they have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million subscribers. They got hundreds of millions of views. And everybody goes, that's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah, but if you go back 3, 4 years ago and see when they posted their first video, they never stopped.
Right.
They said, I'm going to have a YouTube channel and I'm going to be adding content to it all day, every day. And those people are lucky.
No,
Just like
definitely
I'm lucky.
consistency. Yeah,
Just like I'm
consistency
lucky,
is really important.
My deal is every national convention, I want them talking about my new group. I want everyone in the audience to go, damn, why are they just talking about Robert and his new group in another country? It's like, well, let's get back to selling the new product. Okay. That ain't how it's done, but I'll be okay when you figure it out finally.
And before I share my win for the week, Jody, you mentioned that somebody in your group in Nigeria had told you that they got their aha moments, and I do feel the same way. Robert and I would talk about drag racing a lot, and if I can see my father and brother win rounds and I help them win rounds, I'm more excited for them when they win rounds.
Oh yeah.
Because then that just gets me, so jacked up. So for anybody, that comes into my organization, they get a belief check and they actually implement and they actually do what, something that is actually helping them, then that's great. That makes me happy as well. But my win that I want to share is that, Robert, that I'm helping to sponsor somebody on their YouTube channel. He has about 3,400 subscribers right now in the drag racing community, and he sent me a holiday card. This is the channel, and he says, taking an excerpt hopefully will get your Fuel Factor X product in front of many more eyes, because he has been using it and he gave me a great shout out. And basically, I gave him a script that he would say on every Tuesday's podcast. He has a tell-all.
Wow.
So I give him like a little script to say that, use this for your generator, your RV, your motorcycle, your golf cart, because it has multiple uses. And he basically said, I'm the go-to guy. If anybody wants more information about the product, even though I gave him his own affiliate link to use, it sounds like you said maybe he's not interested to promote it, but he's willing to promote me.
I love people. I love knowing that a person got a credit wallet and they haven't even set up their bank information yet. And I go, hey, listen, a lot of those people that I end up helping like that, I have their username and password because they don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I mean? So it's always neat to say, hey, I don't know if I forgot to tell you, but you got like $321 in your credit wallet. And if you wanted to put that in a bank or donate it, we could do what? I got 300 what? You know what I mean? And that's playing long term, Anthony. So that's that. I'm proud of you on that. That's cool.
Thank you, Robert.
You bet. Yay.
Anthony, thank you so very much for sharing. Great job. Okay, Coach Bob is coming up next, and then I see Rebecca David just raised her hand. So do we have enough time to get those two people in?
Yeah.
Done. Coach Bob, there we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Craig. Hey, thanks for all your comments, Matt. I appreciate all your help with the social media stuff. You're very good at that. And Jody, God, hopefully prayers to your friend
Yeah.
Rachel and her family. So, Robert, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you too. And you really helped me out the last one I was on. I was trying to find time, where do I fit this in? I was saying to you. So I'm not doing too much on Facebook anymore, you know what I mean? And I'm working on my editing, I might ask Matt some questions. So I really
Sure.
appreciate that. It was a big difference in my whole
Good.
rearranged my schedule, and I try to multitask, like watch videos with you and then do other things. So
Do you constantly find when you finally become aware of the things that are taking up your time that are not getting the results that you want, the Brent Franklin thing that we talked about, do you find yourself missing doing those things and then asking why in the hell was I doing that?
no, not at all. I would get lost on social media, and then I
Yeah.
started putting the times down, and it's like, God, I spent 2 hours, just chat, going back and forth with people. Where am I going with this? So
Yeah.
I might not comment on everyone's thing anymore because I used to try to do that,
Hey, you
so
guys don't get mad at me for getting Bob focused. He's got millions of people to help.
so I want to appreciate that. And the other thing is, just another quick question, is you put a video out live today. It was Secrets to Wealth and Fulfillment.
Yeah.
Is there something behind that, or are you doing something with
There
that?
is. There is. There's a lot of things that I'm going to be putting up. At the end of every year, I'm still trying to figure out how to help everyone. And I got to thinking about, I created that video because I used to sell courses and be a personal coach. And man, I had people pay me $100,000. And so the thing that I told them, other than connecting with people, is that you have to have an effective presentation. Okay. So back in the day, a presentation that's the best ever is an effective presentation. Listen to this. I'll just break it down really quick. But in the 7 parts of the effective presentation, what you're doing is you're actually answering every objection that they have in a perfect presentation. So when you get done with it and you say to a person, so Coach Bob, where would you like to get started? It's like, I want to start right there. Do you have any questions? I do not. So I learned how to do this effective presentation prior to the internet. And then another thing that happened is the amount of times that you can get a person to say yes during a presentation. And I know that I'm going really deep on you guys here in a hurry, but where I created over 2 million customers, and did over $1 billion in revenue and sales in 4 years, is I put an effective presentation together for a company called Gano Excel. And to show you guys how conscious and aware of this, I get people to say yes 76 times in a presentation.
Wow.
And if you're doing it like clockwork, you're getting them to say yes, you're getting them to say yes, you're getting them to say yes, and then you're driving a point home and you get everyone to raise their hands. So you take that 70 divided by 3, right? And I got people that are raising their hands like 20 times during a So now when you get down to the end and you're saying, so how, close is the last one. So now you're getting down to the very last one and you're saying, hey, listen, how many people definitely see an opportunity for themselves? And they're like, I know this sounds weird, but they're almost like robots at this point. And even though you got a majority of the people that are there are already in the company, it just really locks them in more. So I said all that to say that you guys are going to see me uploading some stuff, including that, where no one could really understand what a 7-step effective presentation is, even though I've taught this on stage at Eric Worre's event, Ray Higdon's event, Association of Network Marketing Professors, professionals. I've done this. So I thought I'm just going to do a generic. I'm going to do a generic 7 steps of success, just so people can sort of see it in a different way instead of me talking about a certain opportunity, company, product, comp plan, theoretical, close, training, close. So I was looking for that when I had that company, because my goal was to teach people that came to me how to do an effective presentation for whatever they're doing. And so I put that up there, and you're watching, right? So when people watch that, I just want them to get a thought. And here's the thought. The thought is there a group of people out there right now that feel like they can't make a decision unless they go through a webinar like that? So my mind, it's all about sorting. You know, hey, Bob, do you like football?
Oh, yeah.
Great, because I got 2 tickets to the Super Bowl and I got no one to go with me.
Oh, okay.
So now the next thing is, can you get the time off?
Oh, you bet.
See, that's the way I am. So now I've taken everything that I've done and I've compressed it to time frames. So, you know, because I'm looking for people that I want to show how to make a full-time income, that's the reason I lead with the videos that I have. And I just had something stumble on my mind just recently that just went, oh, you want more information? Do you guys notice I put a new playlist together on my YouTube channel that just says more information? Because I thought if people said to me, well, I just need more information. Great, go to the link with more information. Start going through those videos. But I'm sort of toying a little bit with doing a long, effective presentation. And then I thought, what if I just put up the old one? You know, what if I put up old effective presentations that people could look at, and then when they look at it, they'd go, I don't think that I would put that in front of anybody, because I know the results of MDC and some of the leaders doing the one that they're doing, not tonight because it's too close to Christmas, but I know the results that are coming off those. Nothing.
Right.
So my thing is, I'm pretty weird because everything about me was always based on speed. You know what I mean? So the driver is coming back on the headphones going, this thing is on frickin' rails. You know what I mean? I'm passing people in the corners. I get a car or two on every straightaway. And then I also get the calls where this thing sucks. It won't turn. I feel like I'm driving a dump truck. I have to let off the gas when I go into the turns, and that's more than the other ones, right? But our goal every time the car comes in is to get that car a little closer to the way that driver drives on the conditions that we have. So everything about what I've done my whole entire life is how can I get quicker times and how I can get results for that driver. And they need to be done quick. Right. They need to be done super quick. And so I'm so okay with going, I'm going to try this, and if it doesn't work, I'm done. Right? And so that's what I'm sort of toying with. I'm toying with, you know, putting that effective presentation in the more information, because the only thing that I do for a company other than that presentation is say their name, say their positions on the comp plan, say the name of a product. You know, I still know that 99.9% of the people in the company still don't understand this.
Yeah, I can't get my customers to even understand it, and it would save them a ton of money. You know, I send them information on this, and they'd rather, I'll tell you, they'd rather pay full price than even get a sale sometimes. And I'm not sure why.
Inconvenience. They people want what they want with as little effort as possible.
Right.
How many examples could we talk about now? So people want it. They want it now. They want it fast. They don't want any added stuff on it. So it's like, during the holidays when you go shopping and, the person says, would you be interested in a store credit card? It's like, no. But yet they're being filmed and they get in trouble if they don't ask.
Right.
See, it's like, but unfortunately, a majority of people say that. So great questions. You always ask the great questions.
Yeah. So I'll have to rewatch that and look and listen for that. Thanks for explaining that, why you did that. Then I'll go back and I'll listen to it.
People that have been around me, I've broken down an effective presentation to every freaking minute. And what people don't realize is, how you build rapport and trust. Again, people don't care what you know unless they know that you care.
Right.
If you watch the beginning of that presentation, I'm sort of giving you the inside information now, but I want you to see in the presentation and throughout the presentation, if you don't say, this guy is just like me.
Right. Yeah.
This guy's just like me. He's just a down-to-earth person, because I am. Everyone else sees my accolades and my income and what I did, and they try to make me not like them. But when you're talking about stuff, and I used to have to help people with this, Bob, because it's lack of ego. It's the opposite of ego. So I had this one guy that I was teaching presentations to, and he stood up in front of the room and he says, how many people are heard of 2008 when the real estate market went under? And he goes, well, I had 11 homes and I was a real estate broker and agent, and I lost all the homes, including my own personal home.
Wow.
Now, you went, wow. And everybody else in the audience goes, this guy is nothing like me. I'm in a freaking apartment, and this guy is talking about owning 11 homes. See what I mean? So when I set him aside, I just told him, I said, listen, that's your ego. Can I ask you a simple question? What was your first job? He says, I worked at a warehouse. I go, doing what? Pulling boxes off trucks, putting them on pallets, and then putting orders together and put them on another pallet, put them on another truck. Why aren't you telling that story?
Oh,
you guys get what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So now he stood in front of the room and said, hey, you guys, I don't know if you got a job like me, but when I first got my first job, I was working in a warehouse. This guy's cool. See what I mean? But a lot of times what we do is we allow our ego to get in the way. And then what we do is we're trying to impress somebody. I learned that I didn't have to impress people if I was constantly talking about somebody else. It's like, wait a minute, I can tell them you made 62 grand. Yeah. You want to take a picture with me holding the check? I do. Hey, here's me and Coach Bob.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Here's me and Coach Bob. Look at, he's holding a check for 62 grand. See, I just thought that was so much easier than telling people to switch the gear on it. It'd be like if I said, hello, everybody. My name is Robert Hollis. I was a master automotive technician. In fact, I was the second youngest master automotive technician in the world. I worked for Roger Penske, the most winningest car driver. And I worked for him, and we had, we helped 10 drivers win the Indianapolis 500. With that money, I built my own drag car and eventually also put deals together that won the Michigan 500 in the same industry, Indy cars. And I decided I wanted to do this network marketing stuff. People were like, yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, hey, how many people know an auto mechanic? real social butterflies. So when I told people, when they told me I needed to talk to my friends, there were 3 other auto mechanics. Even people go, yeah, I know an auto mechanic. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't know why people have to impress people when you're really trying to get them just to make a decision.
Sure.
So how many people know that Coach Bob gets me on tangents, and there's the tangent. There.
Oh, I'm sorry, Robert. I'll
No,
let you
why are
go
you
now.
apologizing?
I get you on tangents.
No, you're supposed to.
Okay.
You're supposed to.
Right.
So yeah, people watched that video that I uploaded today. Here's something that I was gonna tell people about it, Bob, and I forgot. If you got time, watch that presentation. And I want this from you guys. Not that I'm great or the presentation is great. I want you to ask yourself if you would think that you would like to share something like that other than a 6-minute short video. See, I'm like, not me. But if I did a long presentation, you know, and let me be bold with you. You know who Dan Kennedy is?
No.
Dan Kennedy is one of the most, never took any of his courses or done anything. But if you guys look up Dan Kennedy, put space, copyright. This guy's supposed to be the Yoda of the Yoda of the Yodas, right? Everybody says that there's no one that writes better copy than this guy. Nobody. Advertisement, hooks, all of that stuff. But he's up there in age. He's up there in age. So there's still people that are going, hey, where is this going from here? But I seen Don Kennedy say this step. He says, how many people have heard that people have an 8-second attention span? He goes, I think that's bullshit. He goes, I'll tell you why. You either present boring or you don't. He goes, I've been in front of people speaking on stage where I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. And then I've listened to people on stage where I'm going, it can't be over already. There is no way that my ass was sitting here for 2 hours. No way. And he goes, that's 2 different presenters. So people that can't get people to watch their entire presentation are people that just are boring. It's like, because Craig has watched me do presentations, and unlike other people that do presentations, there has been uncounted, this is me bragging for sure, but there was countless presentations that I've done that's had 100% close everyone in the frickin' room, and if they could afford it, they were getting the biggest package. I just wanted to be that good. And my mentor was that good. And it was like I wanted to master that. But the thing I did in previous companies is once I got that presentation down, I mean down, I would record it and then I would put it online. All 7 parts, testimonials, and then frequently asked questions. And then we'd wear that domain out. So the one where I did billions in volume, the domain was called replaceyourpay.com. It's not there anymore.
Oh, I was going to write it down.
Yeah, I know it's, last time I looked, it was for sale. But at one time, the value on that domain name was like hundreds of thousands of dollars because of how many people we had clicking it. And so you would go there and you would just see frequently asked questions, which probably was like 10 or 20, then a quick start training, fast start training, and then the 7-step effective presentation. And I was on. I studied for that for about 30 days. got a really expensive camera crew and just knocked it out of the park. And that's where we were bringing in 15,000 people, paid people, 15,000 people a month.
It's crazy.
Isn't
Great.
it?
Wow.
I had 758,000 active people underneath me. So when Dan said that, I was like, because I haven't done a presentation for this company since I've been in it. Melody goes, I remember, and people would just say, hey, I'm working with this, guy with a flowered shirt, and he put all the information together, and, maybe they said more than that. And just go to replace your pay. And if you like what you see, get back to me. And so throughout all the videos, I always tell people to get back. And every segment was cut into, geez, some of the segments were less than a minute. You know what I mean? And I came up with cool titles of it too. Like my personal story was, instead of saying personal story, I was just titled Auto Mechanic. And so comp plan, products, blah, 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 blah. So people would go there and tell us that they didn't. I don't have time for a long presentation. And if you watched every video on that page in that menu, you guys remember DVDs? Do any of you remember DVDs? Where you put the DVD and it come up with this music and showed a menu of what you and yeah, it was freaking hot. It was really, really, really hot. And yeah, and people posted. And so they would tell people they didn't have enough time. And then we had the heat maps on the videos through a company called Wistia. And people would go on there and we'd see their IP address and they'd watch every freaking video. And then on top of that, they would rewatch other videos. So I think it was total time that people were spending on average on that site was like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
So when marketers were seeing it around the world, they're going, how in the hell do you keep people on your website for 2.5 hours? That's like Facebook shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah.
So
Thank
it was
you for bringing that up.
replace your pay, right? Replace your pay.
Yeah, I don't own it anymore.
Well, I know, but I can look at the archives and I can look it up. So I can look at all the old pages you had. So but I don't know about the videos, but
take a screenshot and send it to me. That would be cool. That would be
yeah.
That
I'll
would
look at it.
be golly, I had to have that site probably up mid or first quarter 2009.
Okay.
And I don't remember taking that thing down till it had to be like after 2012.
Oh, wow. 3 years. So yeah, I'll check it out. I'll take some screenshots. I'm
Yeah.
interested. I mean, if it worked for you.
I never thought that I didn't know you could go back in archives like that. You guys would go, hey, I went to replace.com and you're full of baloney.
Yeah, it's called the Wayback Machine. It's .com.
Oh, I see Arthur
and you can
stuff on
type in there and then you can find it. So, but
thanks a lot. $2,900. The domain's yours.
Oh, God.
No, that's what Arthur put in here. That's funny.
Oh, is that how much it is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Robert. Love and appreciate you. You're always a big help. And I can't thank you enough. Craig, Matt.
Hercules.
Bless you, Robert. Thank you so much. And Bob, thank you. What a great way. You keep, I agree. You keep pulling things out of Robert. It's so awesome. Keep it up, please.
Yeah, a lot of you guys do this, but Bob, Arthur, Anthony, there's, Lisa, Marie, so, there's people, Bill, a lot of you guys have asked me questions that, that's why I love the inner circle. There's questions that are asked on the inner circle that are not asked on AMAs, right? That's why we have the inner circle. So
awesome. And thank you all for participating in that too. Rebecca David, thank you so much for your patience. Let's go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share with us.
Hey everyone. Hi Robert. Hi Craig. Hi Matthew.
hi Rebecca.
Hi. my little heart is just racing like crazy. And I was thinking, like, I hesitated to put my hand up and I had all these thoughts. Okay, well, when you have a team, can you imagine the women or the people on your team, if they're feeling this way and they don't want to talk up, you want them to talk up, right? So
Yes.
open your mouth, kid.
So did you finally get some time off? It's like every time you leave me a message, you're flying somewhere around the world.
Yes, I actually dropped a 3-day trip, and so I was supposed to be working right now,
Oh, wow.
but I
So
was
what's the question?
I don't know. I don't really know.
That's okay. I'm just glad that you spoke up.
But I mean, a few weeks ago, I sent Craig a message, but it was late, which, I have a tendency to, okay, well, it's too late right now. I'll wait till next. But I was going to ask your opinion, but it seems like I said something similar to this the one time I did come on before, but let me take a breath and let's see. This is your challenge. Your challenge, Robert Hollis, is to decipher all this.
Well, I don't care how many times you have to ask the question until you get it.
Okay, so
Here, let me hold it up here. Here we go.
I know. Quiet. Hey.
So instead of asking me a question, what tell me how you're feeling.
Other than nervous right now?
Yeah.
Or what the Dino's saying, or what?
Yeah.
I like a message I've left to you before is you've already given us all the training. You've already laid out everything. Like there's not really a question to ask, right? But I'll find one.
Right.
So it's about YouTube.
Okay.
So active on it, right? No. I downloaded vidIQ through your link, and okay, so it's also about the feeling of, I almost want to say, a calling or a purpose.
Sure.
Which I have felt for a long time. And I've done it maybe on a personal level, but not like on YouTube or something. But I feel like being more vocal on helping people to release stress. I could use my own right now. So,
Why?
but release stress.
That's why we have a voice. People
Yeah.
relate to you when you're always talking through what you personally like. I sent Craig and Matt a message recently, and the guy said that his most viewed stuff on his page is when he said he would always say, this is how I feel. You know what I mean? So I've been feeling this, or have you ever felt like I felt? And it was always these things where, hearing people actually talk and come from their heart on how to deal with stuff that everyone's dealing with.
I know. And I love and am attracted to that myself. One big thing that I am more than willing to conquer and let that story go is that I haven't wanted to share any kind of personal stuff out loud to a lot of people. But I know that the best way to connect with someone and is to let them know that they can relate to you or something. So I feel, that's really important. But holistic solutions for ways to have inner peace and stuff. But one thing, or to reduce stress, either one. But one thing, financial stress is huge. And I want to also, talk about that, like emotional, physical, financial. I have never, in all these years that I started thinking about online business, been able to stick to just one thing, but I've always said, no, we're holistic. It's got to be this and this and this.
Yeah.
So all that being said, I want to do the holistic solutions to reduce stress, right? And one of those would be inner peace. I feel like everything has to fit together. Like I have to be clear on a message, and it could be from the years of people telling me, who's your ideal niche and what's your specific message, and I'm like,
Right.
well, it depends what I'm talking.
Now that you've seen what I, along with Craig and Matt, have done with my personal YouTube channel in the last year, Rebecca, I can tell you 1000%, and all of you that are listening, it starts out with content.
I know.
Okay. Because Rebecca, if you would just throw up anything, and I always make a joke about this, but I think it should be. It's like, I really want to impact the world and help people. And so I'm doing this video on YouTube because I know it's my first step to getting there. I don't have anything else to say because I'm scared to death and I'm gone. I'm bye. See you. You know what I mean? And you're going to laugh when you see how many views that video gets over your journey, because now you got that one video like I do on my YouTube channel of me doing my first testimonial in less than a minute. And I say the word business 20 times. Now, I always exaggerate when I say that because it's not 20 times. It's just a lot for me. You know what I mean? And so what you do is, a lot of people do not get this, Rebecca. They don't. Is that me personally, when I'm trying to explain something to someone, it's the repetitiveness of doing it over and over and over again in different angles, where I learn to be able to express myself to other people with less words.
Yeah, that's the gift.
Yeah, but it started out with a lot of words. And those lot of words were not on track, and they didn't flow to one thing or another, because I now got your attention, Rebecca. So, oh my God, I just got 61 years of shit to dump on you. Are you ready? You know what I
Right.
mean? And I don't even know how to ask the right questions to see if you're interested in one thing or another. Right? So, hey, have you ever thought of, taking care of the things that stress us out in a holistic way? No, that sounds like witch doctor shit. But see, that's an instant sword, right? And
Yeah.
it's these rejection things that I still do videos today. And Matt and Craig will take them, break them into little things, and the stupid, arrogant, evil, hate things that people post on my post are just like, wow. But Matt sent me one video that showed a guy with at least 4 or 5 laptops, where he was laughing because he was just going around trying to get hate stuff out of people. And I'm going like, I'm sorry that those people exist, and maybe it was like a funny SNL skit, but it made me realize that that's the only way that these people feel they can get attention. So I just hide them from the channel. But what I'm sharing with you is that, like, I'll give you a perfect example. I've been talking a little bit about this Gary Brecka, you know what I mean? That,
I follow him. Yeah.
okay, cool. If you go back to when he first was talking about what he's talking about, and you watch his newest podcast, man, that dude has got his message down. But he didn't used to have his message down. So
Intellectually, I know this. And
Yeah.
and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm this age. I don't have 10 years to do.
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Maybe, God willing, right? But I know.
You're gonna still be bothering us 40 years from now.
Oh, that would be really cool.
And that's going to give you more time to help people do more. So what you got to do is just do.
Yeah.
And don't be apologetic about,
Yeah.
I think the more that you're you, the more that, transparent. Like, what if you said, hey, I used to think that talking about multiple subjects at the same time was like me being, I can't keep a train of thought, but I promise you one thing. By the time I get done with this video, I promise you that I'll put an ending to every one of those thoughts. And people are going to go, she's just like me.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So what we try to do is not be ourselves and go, this stuff needs to be done in a certain way. It's got to be covering one subject at another. No, the more Rebecca's Rebecca, the more people are going to fall in love with Rebecca. The more that
Yes,
people are going to share Rebecca's. The only thing that's stopping Rebecca from talking to her audience is Rebecca.
I know. I know. And one great thing about being an observer all these years is I have all the head knowledge, intellectual knowledge, but so I just have to fumble through like 10,000 videos to get it right.
But just start out by doing a short video and make them short about one thing. And you
Yeah.
watch, you're going to start feeling comfortable with yourself. And then you're going to go, I can't believe I was talking on this video for 30 minutes. And here's another thing. Don't ever watch your videos.
Or read the comments. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you can read the positive comments and then hide the people that are making stupid comments. But don't watch your video, because if you're a bully, you're always going to be a bully.
I have deleted a lot of videos. I have. I'm like, oh, that's not
When
going
I
anywhere.
first started doing videos, ask Matt. Matt's on here. We would try to do a professional video because we knew that it would be better for us building our brand when I was doing my brand. And when you talk about take after take after take after take. And another thing that Matt found out about me is that I could go 2 minutes or less in a video about just talking about a bunch of shit that didn't even go anywhere until I got into that flow, right? So I'm trying to put together my thoughts and I'm going, hello, I'm Robert Hollis. My main goal today for you is to help you. Geez, I don't even know what the hell I want to help you with. But it's a little bit about stress, but more important, it's about being happy. But then again, people don't know what the hell happy is. So maybe what we could... And Matt would watch me talk about the things that I knew that I wanted to get across to somebody. And then all of a sudden it would happen like minute 30, about 2 minutes. And then all of a sudden when he would see me, we finally had communication where he wouldn't tell me what it is. He goes, Dad, let's start over. You were saying you love Rebecca. Why? I go, well, the reason I love Rebecca, and I go blah, 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 blah. And I'd be on track and I was coming from my heart, my soul, instead of my thoughts. And then that was the video. You see what I mean? Well, that's called editing. So for you to get on a video and just start talking, you're just going to get used to just going like me, like today, I'm like, hey, click on YouTube, click on live, put in the title, put the graphic in, start sharing it on social medias, 1 o'clock, bam, I'm on. And it's just like, now it's like, I could talk about any subject. I usually talk about stories of things that I've already seen, right? And so I hope that helped you. Once you start doing it, Rebecca, and stop talking to yourself about doing it. I know Lisa Marie went through this.
I know. She's a mentor.
Oh my God. Lisa Marie, how many videos you have online now?
I have just under 400. 389 or 390 something. Yeah.
Wow.
How many total views?
I'm over 37,000 now.
Oh my gosh.
So why do we always say that no one watches our videos?
Well, I don't think I keep them on there long. I think they pop in because I have cute eyes and then they go
Well,
away.
you just got to stop thinking, right?
Yeah.
You know how many people right now in the world wish they had 37,000 views on their YouTube channel?
Oh, I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
blessed. Yes.
So I hope that helped you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much. It did. And I'm so glad that over the years now, people want authentic versus like the professional. Because I remember having like, it's the back, everything has to be perfect. I got to read every word on the script, and then I would just delete it. It's stress.
Well, when you
Now-
start paying in coaches like I have, that's where it really gets irritating, because you'll pay for a coach, like even though Alex is not a coach, for him to tell you that, hey, I put this studio together because we made so much money, and this beautiful studio and these lights and everything. And then he goes back where he was sitting in a small office using his phone, and that one got more views than the videos that he got from his studio.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we got to just erase those excuses. And if you always titled your videos, how I learned to deal with stress, how I learned to deal with my situations on a more holistic way.
Yeah. And so make it about how I've been in my journey versus, oh, here's what you should do if you're doing this.
I'm telling you what, those videos don't work.
I know. Yeah.
Us pointing the finger, telling somebody what to do is all the videos where I'm going, hey, listen, that's why that Alex video just touched my heart, for this guy to say that he told his girlfriend that you can do better. You can do better. I do not need to be in your life. That's what I fucking did. So it really, really impacted me, because that I felt that unworthy and that not enough, that I gave her a one-way ticket back to Montana and just told her, listen, I'm not worth having you.
Yeah. Deep connection there.
Yeah, and then get my shit together enough to go back and propose to her, and she said yes. That's the amazing thing right there. So, to hear other people that go through that, it's like and here's a thought that I'll leave you guys with tonight. That was even talked about in this interview with Alex. It's like, when you really, really think about the tough things that you've been through in your life, and relationships and businesses, and the way that people are unfair and unjust to you, it's like you'll see a common denominator where that builds character, that builds strength. You don't have a testimony unless you have a test. So, when all of a sudden someone tells you, hey, I had a nervous breakdown and I had to go to the hospital, and then they locked me up in a nut house for about 18 days. And people are like, damn. And here's the funny thing, Rebecca, I learned too. No one can hurt you if you tell people your trauma. No one can hurt you.
It's
Because-
those secrets in our mind that make,
Yeah,
you know.
I used to think if people really knew who I was, that they wouldn't want anything to do with me.
But it's the opposite.
And now I put it out there for the whole world to know, and it looks like my viewership is going up.
Yeah.
See, it's like, it's like, yeah, well, it's the phrase, honestly, you just can't bullshit a bullshitter. You know what I mean? So people that think of trauma in their life and bad things that have happened in their life, you hear this more from women than men. But it's like, when women go through trauma, they take it so personal that they say, God, I just can't believe I was that frickin' stupid. Why did everyone see this and I didn't see this? They take it so internally You know, you'll hear women that find out that someone cheated on them, and they immediately go, "You made me look like an idiot." See, they're more pissed off about being looked at from the world as being an idiot that got taken advantage of than the actual cheating.
Mm.
This guy made me look stupid. And it's like, what? You know, what are you talking about? Yeah, everyone's going to look at me like, hey, everyone in the world knew that he was abusing you, and you're the only one that didn't know about it. See, that's how now we won't tell the world, right?
Mm.
Because what we're really telling the world is, hey, let me tell you how stupid I am. Let me tell you how much in denial that I was in.
Yeah, that's just those internal lies. I know I had many in my own categories for many years. Yeah. Yeah. And then they grow inside your head and your heart, and you just think lower and lower. And it's
yeah. So when you can get that out, you know, even I've been telling people, you know, that are doing videos, don't forget to tell them about this guy.
I should get it, Dino.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
It's like you get on there and go, "Hi, everybody. I'm Rebecca. I hope that you're having a blessed day. I just need you to know that I'm dealing with a lot of voices today." Oh my God. There's a voice that's always been in my heart and my soul telling me that I got to share this stuff with you because I know I'll help people, while these other voices are beating the shit out of me right now. I shouldn't be doing this. Blah, 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 blah. I promise you, because I know a lot of people on here don't get to see you, Rebecca, but every time that I get to spend time with you, I fall in love with you all over again.
Sweet.
You're just such a super sweet person. And it seems like the inner circle attracts these kind of people. You know what I mean? It's like, again, all of us during the Christmas season, you know, we're all misfit toys and we all found inner circles somehow.
So, tonight, I love and appreciate you, and I'd really take in what you said, and I reciprocate it. You know.
Thank you.
But I'm so sorry, but this just came to my mind.
Please.
What I wanted to say for you and Matt, because he's the YouTube guy, right? But so the holistic umbrella, right? But the part about financial stress, I already think I know the answer, and I'm sorry, but so the part about financial stress and business, like, should it just be like playlists? Like, if you want healing financial stress, building a business from home, or should it be a whole channel all by itself? You know, if that would be weird.
My opinion is you should talk about whatever's on your heart at that time.
That makes more sense.
And if you will allow the universe or whatever you believe in to guide you, pray for that before you get on there. And most of the time, the things that I'm talking about are not the things I planned on talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You got it. So if stuff comes out about finances, if stuff comes out about health, if stuff comes out about stress, if stuff comes out about God, if stuff comes out about relationships, just be the best Rebecca that, you know, God created you. He created you with a beautiful voice and a message to give to a bunch of people that have ears to hear.
Here we go.
All right. I love you, Rebecca.
Thank you, guys. I love and appreciate you, Robert, Craig, Matthew, everyone.
You guys.
Our family.
Another incredible inner circle. Holy cow.
Amen to that. And Rebecca, Matt did post things here in the Zoom chat. Okay. So I would recommend downloading the Zoom chat. And this is for everybody too, because the information that Matt shared, not just for Rebecca, also could apply to you as it relates to YouTube. In the YouTube chat, go ahead and click on the 3 dots that are there at the chat, and then click on Save Chat. And at the end of this video, as soon as we wrap this up and close it down, that will download to your computer. Okay? So make sure that everybody does that so that you have all that information. Now, and that's only here in the Zoom chat. A lot of the other stuff, like the links and everything else, is also in the YouTube chat and will be in the description down below shortly after we wrap up this video. But everyone, thank you so much for making this an amazing inner circle. Wow, Robert, yeah, showing the fireworks, dude. It was awesome. And everybody who contributed, Lisa Marie Cook, Jody Falcon, Santa Corky, Anthony Lombardo, Faith Castew, Coach Bob Johnson, and of course, Rebecca David. Thank you. Matt Hollis, bless you, my friend. Thank you for not only contributing, but for being our executive producer and the foundation behind everything that we do. And Robert, bless you, my friend. Love you. Thank you so much. You are a gentleman, you're a scholar, and you are definitely a mentor to each and every one of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to open up and unmute so that everybody can say so long. And we'll see you definitely on Saturday more with Ask Me Anything.
Love you.
Thank you,
Love you.
guys.
Great,
much,
Robert.
Robert.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Matt.
Craig.
Awesome.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Lisa
You're
Marie,
awesome.
Jody, Bill, Arthur, Jerome, Dee
You are
Dee.
awesome.
I love you guys. Melody.
Guys. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Rick.
There's Peter and Linda. How are you guys? I love you guys. I always love the waterfall behind you. It's just amazing. It's like, hi, George.
Oops.
Hi, George. Hi, Daniel. I think I got everyone. Happy New Year. See you guys soon.
Happy New Year.